Good morning, all of you. And this is Brijesh Dalmia. I am into personal finance for the last 2 decades. And today the topic is why financial awareness is important for women. And there will be two parts I will be talking about as to why you should take interest in financial matters and how can you do it. And then I will talk about a couple of products. And then we will have our guest speaker, Tanvi Balgi from Axis Mutual Fund products team to take you through some of her thoughts about why women should take interest in financial matters as well as investment matters. There will be a quick webinar of around 30-40 minutes, and then we will take your questions. We will wind up everything by 10:45 to 10:55. Let me share my presentation. So thank you so much, Axis Mutual Fund, first of all, to present this program on Investors Meet. We call it Investor Meet, and why financial awareness is important for women. And as it is mentioned, this program is exclusively for all women who want to become financial savvy. And I will tell you why you should become financial savvy. Women and financial awareness. So this is an adapted Chinese proverb. Give a woman a fish and you feed her for a day. But if you teach a woman to fish and you feed her and her family for a lifetime. So if you teach a skill to somebody, you don't only feed that person for the day, but for lifetime, he or she and his or her family. Another quotation I want to start with, Rima bint Bandural. I truly believe that liberty for a woman comes from the ability to make financial decisions for her life. Part of the program is why financial awareness is important for women, especially in a country like India. First thing is that it will empower you in ways you have not known before. For example, there are many things you do for the first time. When people start meditation, after a few days or a few months, they said that they never knew the power of meditation unless they started it. In the same manner, until you start your financial journey, until you start having interest in financial matters, you will not understand how it can empower you in ways. And so it is very important for you to take interest into financial matters. You will become wiser when it comes to money matters. And I'm sure many of you who are attending this program know a couple of your friends, family relatives, women who are very savvy on financial matters. And sometimes you feel, maybe I should have also be interested or knowing matters about investments and savings and compounding and inflation and financial matters so that I can also be empowered. It's your time to start that journey. Your overall decision making shall improve since money plays a central role in most things in life. I'm not saying all the things in life, but most things in life. So when you're empowered, you can take better decisions in life, where to spend, where to invest, how to handle your money and the importance of money. Your life will completely change. I'm not saying it is not good now, but it will improve from here on. Increase confidence. Okay, so let me ask some of you, and please do mention, if some of you can mention in the chat box, I agree or yes. When you go shopping and you have 10,000 or 20,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees in your purse, whether you want to shop or not, but you feel confident in the shopping mall that if you like something, you can buy it, although you may not need it. But the money in your purse allows you that confidence that, okay, I can see the products, and whether you buy or not is a different decision, but it increases your confidence. In the same way, when you are aware about financial matters, it will increase your personal confidence. And it's fun. You go swimming, you learn painting, you learn cooking, you learn teaching, etc. You do it because it's fun. Okay, so learning about financial matters is also fun. It will acquire one more skill in your life. So some of you may be into 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and many of you are free from all the uh, chores in life in terms of raising your kid. Many of you must have kids who are studying abroad. You have a lot of time, or they have grown up, and you have help in the at home for cooking and etc. So you want to spend some time to learn a skill. So you join a painting class, you go to a swimming class. So why not try to learn this summer what is financial awareness and how you can be empowered into financial matters. Now, one of the reasons why financial awareness is important is that if you have to do it all by yourself, are you equipped to handle it? Okay, so it will help you if ever you need to do it all by yourself. It's better to be prepared than not to be prepared. For example, let me ask you a question. If your monthly expenses are 50,000 rupees a month or a lakh of rupees a month, do you know how much money you need to run the household so that you can get 50,000 rupees a month or a lakh a month from your investment portfolio, and where you should invest it? If the answer is no, it's a good time you start thinking about this and start knowing about this. Finally, it will keep you engaged in life lifelong. So you should play a sport which you can play for life. For example, bridge, table tennis, badminton, chess, all these sports, golf, you can play for life. So you should engage in something in which you can engage for life. And financial matters are something, if you know it, it is so addictive at times that it can keep you engaged for life. So it's good to know about this. Right. So the next section I want to talk about is how to learn money management. The first part I told you why you should think about financial awareness. Sometime your husband is doing, your son is doing, your dad is doing, your father-in-law is taking care of it, and you yourself have no interest in doing it. So I created that interest in the first part, that you should also try to take interest in getting financially literate in terms of your own savings and investment. And now how to learn money management, and I will give you some very, very simple ways how you can start. I don't want to make it very overwhelming for you, that you have to do this, that, and it takes a lot of time, become very technical. No, I will give you some simple steps by which you can learn money management. Now, the first rule of learning anything is to spend time. So you want to learn painting, you spend time. You want to learn cooking, you spend time. You want to learn driving, you spend time. You want to learn swimming, you spend time. Time is the most precious commodity in the whole world. And whenever you want to learn a skill, you have to spend time. So you want to become knowledgeable, you go school for 15 years, then you go six years of college. So a kid spends almost 21 years of his or her lifetime to learn. So he or she is spending time. So the first thing is that you have to spend time if you want to learn money management. But I will make it easy for you. I think if you start spending just 15 minutes a week for 6 months, that's around an hour every month. That's around 6 hours in 6 months. It will help you get a good hang about money management. Isn't this easy? 15 minutes a week. So Monday to Sunday, pick up a day and you spend 15 minutes to know about investments and savings and your own finances, and you will be good. You will be very good. How to learn money management? Again, discuss with your family and partner about it. Do not get technical. Just start the discussion. A couple of lines. Take your own time. Know how much money is in your name and where it is invested. I know it can be a little complicated and difficult, especially in a joint family concept or some in a family system where you have never taken any keen interest, and suddenly if you ask about this, someone may find why you are doing it. But there has to be a start somewhere. Go slow, but you can start in a subtle manner to understand how much money is in your name and where it is invested. That's it. Even if you take 1 and 2 months to start this discussion, this is good enough. Look at your portfolio once a month. So if you, first of all, you have to know where it is, and then if if you are given a hold of your portfolio, that this is the money is invested in your name, look at that portfolio, where it is invested. Mutual funds, stocks, bonds, post office, fixed deposit, where is that money invested? Just look at it. And if by looking, as I said, if you spend 15 minutes a week looking at your portfolio, this is good enough, and you will be able to know about it. खाली आपको 15 मिनट के लिए अपने पोर्टफोलियो को सप्ताह में देखना है, और या फिर इसके बारे में बात करनी है, और आप काफी ज्यादा इसके बारे में सीख सकेंगे। अपने फैमिली फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर से 3 महीने में एक बार आधे घंटे के लिए बैठिए। डिस्कस विद योर फैमिली फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर once in 3 months for half an hour. He will give you a lot of information and idea. If your husband is looking after your finances, or your father-in-law, maybe you can nudge and you can ask, I want to know more about this. Can I talk to the financial advisor of the family who is looking into such matters? Just call that guy, and he or she will give you a lot of information about financial services. You will become very wise. Rather than doing it all by yourself, you can take his or her help, and many of your questions will be answered. They will give you a lot of information and idea. Finally, read a few books. These two are very good books. I have personally read it. This is by Monica Hallan, Let's Talk Money. You have worked hard for it. Now make it work for you. And Money-Wise, Perspective for Women. You can take a picture of this slide. I will run it again after a few moments so that you can be ready with your camera and you want to take a picture of this, or you can write it down. Read a few books. It will give you a good perspective. Let me quickly talk about a couple of products. एक दो product के बारे में आपको बताता हूँ, and then I will invite Tanvi. And I think I have kept it very, very simple in terms of why you should learn financial awareness and why you and how you can do it. Now let's talk about a few wonderful products in which you can be interested into. Mutual funds, one of the best investment vehicles you should consider. Of course, there's not enough time today to talk about the various details of so many products which are there in the country, but you should be very, very positive about mutual funds, and just don't go by hearsay, which you may not like. Just mutual funds are the investment products in the country. Let me give you a disclaimer here that mutual funds investments are subject to market risk, and you should read the offer document before investing. SIP is a good way to start investing. By now, आपने टीवी पे भी महेंद्र सिंह धोनी और सचिन तेंदुलकर के काफी एड्स देखे होंगे। जबरदस्त कैंपेन होता है म्यूचुअल फंड्स के बारे में, और एसआईपी घर घर की कहानी हो चुकी है। आपको भी एसआईपी के बारे में जानना चाहिए, और हो सके तो अपने कुछ पैसे एसआईपी में आप इन्वेस्ट करने की सोच सकते हैं। प्लीज टेक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प बिफोर यू डू इट। To give you an idea, rupees 5,000 per month invested through SIP can become 45 lakhs in 20 years at 12% return. Returns are not guaranteed, but just imagine any of you can invest 5,000 to begin with, and then you can increase the portfolio. 5,000 रुपए से आप शुरू कर सकते हैं, 500 रुपए से भी शुरू कर सकते हैं, और 20 सालों में अगर आपको 12% का रिटर्न मिलता है, the portfolio becomes 45 lakhs. Many women investors have achieved such kind of portfolio in their own name with their own personal savings. And just imagine how powerful you feel in 10, 15, 20 years time when you start 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees of invested, and it grows to 20, 30, 40, 50 lakh rupees of your own money. And again, mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Please read the offer document before investing. Gold. There are better ways to invest than physical gold. Of course, I will not stop you to invest in jewelry, but you know कि ज्वेलरी पे इन्वेस्ट करने से आपको कुछ सालों तक तो उसके रिटर्न नहीं आते, बिकॉज मेकिंग चार्जेस और प्योरिटी कॉस्ट इश्यूज एंड लिक्विडिटी इश्यूज के वजह से कॉस्ट आपकी बढ़ जाती है, बट ज्वेलरी आपको एस्पिरेशनल वैल्यू देती है. सो आई विल नॉट गेट इनटू दैट एरिया कि आपको ज्वेलरी क्यों लेनी चाहिए, नहीं लेनी चाहिए. मैं आपको सिर्फ इतना बताना चाहता हूँ, ज्वेलरी से बढ़िया इन्वेस्टमेंट और फिजिकल गोल्ड से बढ़िया इन्वेस्टमेंट भी काफी होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप म्यूचुअल फंड के थ्रू गोल्ड खरीद सकते हैं, इसमें कोई हैसल नहीं होता. सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स ले सकते हैं, जिसमें कोई हैसल नहीं होता, ये आरबीआई के द्वारा इशू होता है. Talk to your financial distributor about these two products or your family. How do we invest in gold, and is there a better way to invest rather than physical gold or jewelry? Sukanya Samriddhi Scheme. If you have a daughter, a young daughter, a baby, you can consider investing in Sukanya Samriddhi Scheme. This is a special scheme only for the girl child. Returns are guaranteed and tax-free, and it offers you very good tax-free returns. And it is only allowed for girl child. So the government of India gives you kind of a subsidy into this scheme. You can know more about it. I have limited time, so I will be covering only a couple of these thoughts for you in today's time. Finally, last two lines, and then I will hand it over to Tanvi. How to learn money management. Start with a small portfolio. Ask, if you have not been looking into this, ask your family that you want to start with a 5 lakh portfolio, 2 lakh portfolio, maybe 5,000 rupees of SIP. Once you do it by yourself, you will look into this every month. What is the portfolio value, how it is performing, what is happening in the market. You will start reading about it and you will become financially aware. Just spend 15 minutes of your time every week and you are done. Finally, friends, it is easier than you think. All the very best. Thank you so much. So this is my part of the presentation. And now, before I take your question, I will invite Tanvi, who is into the products team of Axis Mutual Fund, a senior person who will give some perspective on women financial awareness. Please do give me the feedback in the chat box. Did you like the presentation or not? Tanvi, you can start.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Brajesh. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was very, effective and extremely simple for everyone. I mean, when I started investing, honestly, I was as raw as anybody else. And I wish that I had met an expert like you at that time, say about 10 years ago, because I had to actually, Google a lot of stuff and talk to family, friends. And eventually, when I got into the mutual fund industry, that's when things got a little easier for me. So good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for logging in on a Sunday and trying to learn about finance. So let's see, and I hope that I'm able to give you just a second. Let me just share my screen. Brijesh, just let me know when the screen is visible.
Yes, it is loud and clear. You can go ahead.
Loud. Okay, great. So yeah, so the first thing that I would like you guys to think about, आपको सोचना चाहिए कि what exactly is financial freedom mean to you? So as a woman, when I first started working and I got my first paycheck, सबसे पहले तो दिमाग में वही होता है कि जाके नया लैपटॉप खरीद लो, नया फोन खरीद लो. Some people maybe after 5 years, or some of you if at all you're married, तो हमारा एक ड्रीम होता है कि we should go for a girls trip or take our parents on a holiday. Some of you might be thinking कि नहीं, अभी we are in that mid age group, 8-9 साल हो गए हैं जॉब में, अभी घर खरीद लेना चाहिए. So the main thing which we need to understand when we think of financial matters is what exactly is financial freedom? What are you trying to save for? What is your goal? And these are the typical questions which I have seen. मेरे काफी सारे friends हैं जो मुझे advice मांगते रहते हैं कि कहाँ invest करें, अभी थोड़ा पैसा जम गया है, where should we start putting our money? So these are the things which I have seen most women don't invest. That one of the main things which they think is it's very complicated. हमें नहीं समझ में आएगा. That is the first thing where they start off with. And it is not at all true. It is as simple as Brijesh's presentation, that it can be as simple as you want it to be. आज इतने तरह के हमारे पास options available है. There is YouTube, there is Google, there are amazing advisors which are available. So there are multiple choices which you have. So understanding is definitely not the problem. Not willing to take the risk is another thing. जब investments की बात आती है तो हमेशा लगता है कि अच्छा इसमें हम मार्केट में पैसा लगाने वाले हैं, हमें तो कुछ मालूम नहीं है और पैसा डूब जाएगा. That is the first thing which comes. That is why people go for other traditional investments. So this is also one more thing which I will clear in my next later slides, that investing does not mean just investing into stock markets and equity markets or risky products only. आज बहुत सारे products आपको available है which are less risky, and you have multiple options which we will come forward in the next screen. Now, one of the main reasons is that why invest? First of all, just think of it कि inflation is one thing that is killing all of us, all of our savings. आज this is just one simple example क्योंकि हम सब इससे relate कर सकते हैं कि एक टाइम जमाना था जब मूवी का टिकट 20 रुपए balcony if you can see on the ticket. So probably 50 rupees also some places are available. But today if you go to watch, and my son likes to watch Avengers, and the ticket prices are like 500, 600 rupees for a movie ticket. So same thing is happening in each of our areas. अगर हम आज खाना खाने जाते हैं या घर खरीदने का सोच रहे हैं या education for that matter, imagine what you paid as school fees for yourself, and आज हम हमारे बच्चों के लिए कितना spend करेंगे for education, and which is a basic thing. So similarly, prices of food, everything from shoes, cars, सब कुछ बढ़ रहा है. So that is one of the reasons why you should start or look at investments as an option, is because what you're paying today, you're definitely going to start paying a lot more for it 10 years down the line. So these are some of the traditional investment options जो हम सालों से देखते आ रहे हैं. House is of course one thing जिसमें real estate में लोग पैसा invest करते हैं. Gold is one very very favorite of all the women. Jewelry is something which everybody looks at as an investment point of view, and there is of course fixed deposit. So ये सब are good investment options depending on what is your goal. But beyond this also we need to look at some other options, because जब आपको liquidity चाहिए होगी, आपको urgently अगर funds चाहिए for something, or you don't want to invest for maybe 15 years or 20 years, you just want to invest for 5 years, तब आप घर में इन्वेस्ट करके नहीं कह सकते कि मैं 5 साल में वापस इसको बेच के आई विल यूटिलाइज इट दैट मनी फॉर सम अदर गोल ऑफ माइन, or probably my child's higher education. So there are some other options which we should look beyond these couple of traditional investment options also. So I'm just going to give an example. शायद आप सब इससे relate कर पाए क्योंकि maybe the audience which is there today is in one of these age groups. And I have tried to build something which will be personally you can think about. So हम एक example लेते हैं कि there are these 3 women and they are in different age groups. So the first one is say 30 years of age, second is 40, and maybe she has 2 kids, and the third person is nearing her retirement age, she is about 50 years of age, and their monthly expenses are obviously different. The one who is at 30, she's single, she's probably paying only rent right now, maybe a small car EMI, and has a monthly expense of 30,000. जो दूसरे हैं उनको अपने बच्चों का education है, family का house loan में she is contributing little bit of amount, and she has a monthly expense of say 50,000. और जो हमारे तीसरे हैं member, इनका maybe some other housing loan is probably there, or she is probably sent her son abroad, so the family and monthly expenses say about 75,000. And just for this example, let us assume that all of them are going to retire by the age of 60. So post 60 there will not be an income. So inflation होगा, they will earn something. अभी से अगर उन्होंने थोड़ा थोड़ा पैसा invest करना चालू किया, and we are assuming for this example that up to retirement till the age of 60 they are investing in some good products like mutual funds or other which are giving them around 13% annual, and post retirement they will probably shift to an FD or a less risky product, तो उनको 8% के आसपास का return मिलेगा. So what is going to happen is, imagine जो 30,000 आज का expenditure है, the ladies after 30 years, by the time she retires, this monthly expense at with considering inflation will be 1,70,000 a month. For the other person it will be around 1,60,000, and for the third person it will be 1,30,000. So as and when we progress with age, हमारे खर्चे कम नहीं होते हैं, it will always keep increasing. So what do we do? Because 30,000 अभी हम लोग save करेंगे, so it will not be enough by the time you reach your retirement. It will be at 1,70,000. So, and imagine at the age of 60, assuming ki और 20 years का age or old age we have to spend. So the first person is going to require a corpus of 3.4 crores. So if an SIP or a small investment plan जिसे कहते हैं हम, which is started on a monthly basis, is only going to require 7,700 today. And imagine अगर आप 50 साल की उम्र में या थोड़ा जितना लेट कर रहे हैं, the person will require 1,08,000. So this is a small case study which we have made, that the earlier you begin, the more you can save till the time you retire. And I meet many मेरा personal experience है with a lot of my friends also. They are like,
We just want to interrupt. Can you stop the sharing button? Hide the sharing button so that people can see the bottom of the screen. Yeah, that's it. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Is it okay now? Yeah. Can I continue, Brijesh?
Yes, please continue.
Okay. So what we have tried to show here is कि जितना जल्दी हम investment करना चालू करेंगे, and उतना हमें monthly investment कम contribute करना पड़ेगा. So I have many friends who are like, अरे अभी तो work करना शुरू किया है, अभी तो बहुत time है. So I'm like, you start today, you have to probably give 5,000, 6,000 per month of your income or whatever savings you have had. And that you can, the more you progress, you're going to have to put in more money from your account every month as you get closer to retirement. Or ye abhi nahi samajh mein aata. Because, when you started working, probably whatever you were spending 2,000 or 2,500, for the same thing, you're spending 5,000. So the, monthly budget will keep on increasing as you progress with age. So the first thing which comes in कि ठीक है समझ गए कि हम लोगों को इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, चलो समझ में आ गया कि SIP के थ्रू करेंगे तो अच्छा हमारा फायदा होगा, लेकिन शुरू कैसे करें? That is the main thing. Most people don't know that where to start, how much to do. So I just felt कि I had a conversation with my father when I got my first paycheck, and I asked him कि I'm not sure that how do I start, what do I do. And I thought of that conversation and I just put these 6 points together कि उन्होंने सबसे पहले कहा कि एक कुछ भी पैसा है अभी सेविंग्स अकाउंट में आपके. I said हाँ है. तो बोले is that enough? अगर कोई इमरजेंसी आई, can you manage it? You fall sick or something and you cannot go to work for a couple of days, or your rent. I used to stay in a rental place. तो कहा अगर रेंट बढ़ा दिया आपके लैंडलॉर्ड ने तो आपके पास है उतना फंड्स? आई सेड नहीं, उतना नहीं है. सो देन द फर्स्ट थिंग ही सेड इज यू कीप योर इमरजेंसी फंड असाइड. आई वांट कि 3-4 मंथ्स का आपका फंड्स शुड बी असाइड, कि आपको कभी भी कुछ इमरजेंसी आए तो यू हैव दैट फंड्स इन योर अकाउंट. I would say in today's area, at least 6 months of funds should be there as a contingency aside, जो आपके monthly खर्चे for the next 6 months easily चल सकता है. Secondly, it's like, what is your goal? Which I explained in my first 2-3 slides, that why exactly do you want to start saving? Is there a goal in mind? That, okay, I have my child, today my son is say 8 years old. He is in the 2nd standard. So मेरा गोल है कि okay, उसके 10th standard तक मुझे इतने पैसे लगने वाले हैं, शायद उसके बाद उसे हायर एजुकेशन के लिए कहीं और जाना है, तो I want to save this much. So the goal setting is something which it doesn't come in a day. आपको actually बैठ के with an advisor or on an Excel sheet or in a pen and paper, you actually need to think ki what exactly is your goal. It could be as simple as going for a holiday with your husband or your friends or your family. You want to take your parents. So when do you want to take them? Next year? Should we all go for a holiday? How much am I going to need? 1 साल का भी अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो आप उस हिसाब से आपको गोल सेटिंग इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई थिंक आउट ऑफ द ऑल 6 ऑप्शंस दैट आर देयर, गोल सेटिंग इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज उसके बाद आप आगे के स्टेप्स कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज नहीं. Once you know your goal, you know the budget automatically. You want to go on a holiday, you know कि मुझे 1.5 lakhs 1 lakh लगने वाले हैं. You want to buy a car, you know that car is going to cost you about 8-9 lakhs or 7 lakhs. So once you know your budget, then you can understand कि क्या क्या options available है आपके पास. Once you know कि अच्छा मुझे कार लेनी है, I have 3 years when I want to buy a car. This is how much am I going to need. Then you can say, okay, I will have to save this much a month. तब जाके मेरा goal पूरा होगा. After 3 years, probably I will be somewhere close to that goal. And the second last one is seek help of an advisor. There is absolutely no harm in that. My first job was not in the mutual fund industry. For about 6-8 months, I was working somewhere else. And when I first got my paycheck, I actually did not know at that time, whether I should, which schemes, because there are so many options. So I had actually, sat with an advisor at that time, and I understood a couple of options. उसके बाद फिर of course I ventured more in that field, and as it got interesting to me. But seeking help of an advisor, there is no shame in it. And I think if you feel that you need it, you should definitely, it will make you much smarter if anything else. And last but not the least, of course, ensure your and your family's health, because at the end of the day, that is what matters the most to all of us, right? So, why mutual funds is, I will explain in a very, easy way, because mutual funds के बारे में इतने advertisements आते हैं, there is so much of material, and it's all becomes very confusing. But 4-5 very simple things जो समझ लेना चाहिए is that it kind of gives you, a second income. हमारे account से जब every month which we keep on saving something, automatically with compounding interest, that wealth starts getting created. और हमें कभी कभी समझ में भी नहीं आता, but at the same time, that is getting created in our account somewhere. There are many schemes where you can save taxes. Lot of tax saving schemes are there. If you are an earning person, you're paying more tax, then you should definitely look at all these tax saving schemes. Then काफी सारे लोग, जैसे ब्रिजेश ने भी अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में कहा कि there are mutual funds through which you can invest in gold. So there are many options जहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि नहीं, मुझे equity में पूरा invest नहीं करना है. So there are multi-asset schemes where you can invest in equity, थोड़ा debt और थोड़ा gold. ऐसे करके आप तीनों asset classes में भी एक ही scheme के द्वारा invest कर सकते हैं. It's just about understanding and knowing all the options, and mutual funds are definitely a great way to start your investments. So as I said before, once you know your goals, for example, आपके पास अभी idle money है बैंक में, नहीं पता कि अभी कहाँ invest करना है, ये भी नहीं पता कि 6 महीने बाद वो पैसा शायद लगेगा, नहीं लगेगा, I'm not sure, maybe I will think, completely you're clueless. So there are these liquid money market funds in the market, जहाँ पे आप less than 6 months के लिए भी invest कर सकते हैं. They are at very low cost, low expense. इस पे कोई entry exit loads नहीं होते हैं, काफी सारे funds पे नहीं होते हैं. You can just ask the advisor, कौन से funds है जिसमें I will not be charged if I remove my money in say 2 months. Liquid में there are these insta redemption options, जहाँ पे आपने कर दिया investment लेकिन अचानक से आपको जरूरत पड़ गई, तो within you can do an insta redemption up to a certain amount, and within 5 minutes the amount gets credited to your account. So all these options are there. It's just about venturing. अभी आप देखिए, इसमें मैंने long term goals जैसे house, child's education, इसके लिए मैंने equity mutual funds का दिया हुआ है option. Otherwise there are other options also which you can consider. काफी सारे लोग रहते हैं जिनको बोले नहीं, अगले साल ही लगने वाला है पैसा, अभी equity में डाल दूंगी, and then next year what if the market crashes? So you can consider hybrid funds, you can consider debt funds. There are many options which are there. So this is, compounding interest is one thing which हम probably 4th 5th standard में learn करते हैं school में, लेकिन बाद में काफी लोग भूल जाते हैं. So this is a magic number which is there, magic of compounding, that it is, and you can check it out at any SIP, calculator which is there, that 15,000 a month, if you invest for 15 years, and say expected rate of return is, if it is 15%, then the total amount which you make at the end of 15 years is 1 crore. I know it sounds like a big number कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता है. 1 CR is a very big amount. But it is actually true with compounding rate of interest. Every month, if you're putting it, it actually gives this number. So you should definitely, थोड़ा सा SIP calculator के साथ experiment करना चाहिए. And last but not the least, this is one mistake which a lot of people make is that जब भी थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे होता है markets में, mutual fund का portfolio देखते रहते हैं, and they get very anxious कि नहीं अभी तो crash हो जाएगा तो मैं अपना पैसा पहले निकाल लेती हूँ, अभी मालूम नहीं next year क्या होगा. So that is why we keep telling people that you should know your goal first. आपको पता है कि 5 साल के लिए आपको इन्वेस्ट करना है, you should invest that money and forget about it. जब हम banks में रखते हैं funds, we don't keep on asking them कि okay what has happened. We know that okay we are going to get that money. But in mutual funds or in any other investments, we always have this thought कि नहीं क्या होगा. तो every day checking that portfolio gives only more and more anxiety. It is not going to give you more wealth. So my suggestion to all the ladies would be that start with a small amount. It can be as small as even 500 rupees a month, but keep it for a longer time. That will the only way that you will create wealth for yourself. Thank you and wish you all a very happy Women's Day.
That was lovely. That was lovely. Thank you so much for this presentation. And I hope जो उम्मीद है कि लोगों को काफी फायदा पहुंचा होगा इस वेबिनार से. Let us see if there are any questions in the Q&A. Yeah. Yes, Tanvi.
I have got some questions on the slide. Can you go to the slide before compounding? Okay. Should I share it again, Brijesh?
Yeah, you can share it. And by the way, friends, if you have any question, please write in the Q&A box or the chat box, and we will take that up. We will stop the recording in the next 2-3 minutes, and then we will be here for 5-10 minutes to answer your questions.
Yes, the person who asked regarding the slide before compounding, this is the one. Okay. I hope you can see it.
The recording of the session will be shared with the mutual fund distributor financial advisor जिन्होंने आपको इस प्रोग्राम के लिए आज बुलाया है. उनसे हम इस प्रेजेंटेशन का लिंक शेयर करेंगे और वो आपके साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं. So you can contact them. How important is to buy term insurance for a woman? Snehal ये question कर रही है. You want to take that, Tanvi? How important is?
Sorry, which one?
Snehal is asking how important is it to buy term insurance for a woman?
It is important. Yes, I would definitely suggest it. Some portion of it, because see, you just don't know when what kind of an emergency arises. I'll give you a very personal example. It was not exactly an emergency, but that corpus fund or why it is required is a couple of years back, my husband had met with a very bad accident, and he had broken his arm, and it had actually happened twice. So at that point of time, having these kind of insurances had actually helped us a lot. Not making up any stories here, but this had happened about 5-6 years back, and then again unfortunately 3 years back also. So I believe in buying term insurances. Yes, it definitely helps a woman, anybody, not just a woman.
Sonal Madan, I invested in Axis long-term equity in 2017, but couldn't see the good results. Any other safe products? Sonal, first of all, Axis long-term equity fund एक equity fund है, और अगर आपको safe products पे जाना है तो आपको debt funds में invest करना चाहिए या फिर balanced advantage funds टाइप के product में invest करने चाहिए. Returns भी आपको थोड़े कम मिलेंगे वहाँ पे, लेकिन आपकी capital की safety थोड़ी ज्यादा रहती है वहाँ पे. और Axis long-term equity में आप tax का benefit मिलता है और equity markets के हिसाब से वो ऊपर नीचे जाता है. The ideal term to invest in a equity-oriented fund is 5 to 10 years. And in 2017 अगर आपने इन्वेस्ट किया तो भी रिटर्न ठीक ठाक ही आज आपको होने चाहिए. Then want to answer this?
I can also see one, what are the safe options for a contingency fund? So I'd like to take that. As I said in my presentation also, there are liquid funds, and in debt side, there are many funds which you'll find for 3 to 6 months, 9 months kind of a duration. So I think overnight funds or liquid funds is something which you can definitely look at. Money market funds are there, which have very a lot of safety, and usually, I mean, I cannot say this from a compliance perspective that it will never be negative, but there have been never not very lot of instances where the returns have gone negative. So your capital is kind of protected. Definitely look at liquid funds and money market funds for.
So we'll stop the recording here, but
Emergency.
I and Tanvir both are here to answer your questions. And thank you so much for joining this program and making it a great success. Thank you all the financial advisors, distributors who invited their clients, family, relatives to attend this program. Thank you so much.